Good day, everyone. Today we are going to do the petty cash management and the system. So when we do the petty cash, the first thing that we have to understand is to know the definition of a petty cash. What is a petty cash? And you must understand the petty cash management, understand the two petty cash system, and know how to explain the importance of a petty cash before you go to the calculations. So number one, a petty cash is a small amount of money that a business or organization keeps on hand to pay for minor or everyday expenses. Example, things that are too small or inconvenient to pay by check or electronic transfer. Secondly, petty cash is often used to pay for office suppliers, the pens, the papers, or the erasers, something that we use in an office. And another thing, maybe the taxi fare, the parking fare, the refreshment for meetings, minor repairs. Let me give you an example so that you can understand it very well. Let's, for instance, we have the total amount of 1,000 Rand as our petty cash. We can, let me put it this way. Let's, for instance, you have that 1,000 Rand, and then a petty cash spent 250 Rand office, and the supplier 150 on transport. So which means we have spent 400 Rand. At the end of the week, we have to submit the receipt of that 400 Rand that we have spent in our office. The main cashier or the rimbai of 400 Rand restore the petty cash of that 1,000 Rand. So a petty cash management, most businesses have a policy of paying all the expenses by check or the internet. The problem can occur when it comes to the payment of a small amount for things such as the milk, tea, the coffee, or for use in the offices. All the business therefore keep a petty cash box container, a cash for those small payments. These transactions are called petty cash transactions and are recorded in the petty cash journal. So at the end, we will do the petty cash journal so that we can understand it very well. The bookkeeper or the cashier or another staff member authorized or sign a check written out of a cash check for the required amount. This is given to the person responsible for handling that cash that I'm talking about, and or he or she goes to the bank to obtain that money. So let me explain the petty cash system before we do the calculations. The impressed system is a method of managing a petty cash. Let's hope you understand it very well. Some businesses prefer to keep the cash in the petty cash box at a fixed amount at the beginning of each month. They will make sure of the impress system, which is a method of topping up petty cash if a business starts off with a balance of 500 Rand. We are going back to the example that I gave it to you at the beginning. 500 Rand for the month and pays out 300 Rand from the petty cash box. It will issue a cash check for the value of that payment to restore the opening balance for the next month to 500 Rand. Let's look at this example of XYZ. XYZ traders make use of the impressed system in May 2006. They never gave us the month. They start off with amount of 600 Rand in the petty cash box. and the payment during the month amount of 350. The story says complete the petty cash amount and calculate the check to be issued to restore the amount of that 600 rand. So we are going to do like this, our petty cash. We have the debit and the credit. The debit side and the credit side. So in 2006 May, they gave us that 600 rand. And then we also have that 350 rand. So we are going to take on the 1st of May, we are going to debit our 600 rand, and then we add it with 350 rand. It's going to give us the bank balance of 950 rand. And then on credit side, we are going to credit 350 rand, which is our total payment. And then again, we are going to take that 600 rand. We are going to do the balance carry down of 600 rand. And then we add those balances. It's going to give us 950 rand. And then again, to balance our petty cash, on the 1st of June, we are going to do the balance brought down of that 600 rand. Let's hope you understand me very well. And then we are continuing with the system of varying balance. With the system of varying balance, the business start off with an amount of money, is then paid into the account as regularly as it is needed. There is no fixed amount at the beginning of the month. Whatever is left over at the end of the month is the opening balance at the beginning of the next month. Is the one that we did before. Look at the following examples. Let's do these examples together. Bula Traders keeps a petty cash amount and make use of the varying balance system. On the 1st of March 2006, a check of 400 rand was issued to the petty cashier. On the 20th of March 2006, another check of 300 rand was issued. The total payment from the petty cash, from our petty cash journal on the 31st of March 2006 was 460 rand. And then they say we have to complete together the petty cash amount that we have. So let's do these examples together. They said we have 400 rand. So we are going on the 1st of March 2006. We are going to balance to debit our 400 rand. And then on 20th of March 2006, it's a check of 300 rand that was issued. We are going to debit it again in our debit side on the 31st of the month. So we are going to take that 400 rand plus that 300 rand. It's going to give us 700 rand. On the credit side, we are going to credit 460 rand. And then our balance brought down is going to be 240 rand. So this 240 rand, it comes from 700 rand minus that 460 rand is going to give us the 240 rand. So it's our balance carried down. So we are on our credit side, we are going to take 460 plus 240 is going to give us 700 rand, which means our petty cash is balanced. And then again, on the 1st of April, we are going to debit our 240 rand, which is our balance brought down. So our petty cash it ends there. So we continue with the PTCASIA. Let me explain this before we do together the PTCASH journal from our PTCASH story. So let me explain the PTCASH. When funds are needed for a small cash purchases, the person who needs the money must request cash from the PTCASH. The PTCASH will not pay out any money without the proof that a senior staff member has authorized the payment. The person requesting the money must be able to justify the purchase for obvious reason. The person responsible for PTCASH must be a very reliable and trustworthy person. So which means every cent that we spend, we make sure that we save the receipt so that we can submit it and record it into our PTCASH. So we'll do together the PTCASH journal from assessment the activity 7.3, which is the individual assessment. Thank you.